So your little one plays softball and they're probably pretty good at it. And you're wondering what's the right eyewear? Well, stick around. I want to talk about it. Hello and welcome. I'm Eyeglass Tyler. Today we're going to be talking about everything you need to know when buying youth softball sunglasses. I'm going to talk frames, which would mean frame features, and then I'm going to talk lenses, which would mean lens features. And how about RXability? That's important to us at SportRx, that's for sure. I hope that I cover everything that you're looking for. If you feel like I missed anything, let us know in the comment section below. If at the end of this you are ready to order, do not forget about SportRx, and definitely don't forget about our See Better guarantee, because with that, you're never stuck with something that you don't like or doesn't work for you or your little one. You have as long as 45 days with them, even if you get them in prescription, to let us know, and then we'll take care of you no matter what that means on our end. And also, we have opticians, trained, knowledgeable, friendly, who would love to help you out and to get it right the first time. So you can always reach out to us. Now let's talk about softball sunglasses. So let's start with frame selection, because you're probably not thinking much about lenses until you've picked out the frame. In general, obviously you want something lightweight. I think one of the best things you can say about proper eyewear is that you put them on and you can forget about them. And so lightweight is a big factor in that. You put them on, you don't have to feel them on your face, you don't have to worry about messing with them, and that they're durable and that they will protect you and your little one, and of course comfortable. Because if you have to fuss with them, if they're not comfortable, if you're thinking about them, it's a distraction when you should be focused on the game. Of course, you always want to get grip, so definitely look for something that has grip in the temples, obviously, ideally also in the nose, anywhere it's making contact with the face, you want it to be able to grip. Now, there are different kinds of grip to be concerned with. There is not just rubber. It's not all is created equal. What we usually recommend is something that's hydrophilic. What does that mean? It means that it absorbs moisture. Actually, it makes them more grippy even as they get wet. So as your little one sweats, or if they get wet other ways, they're not going to be more prone to sliding. They're actually going to be more prone to staying on your face. Coverage also is a really good idea. It is very popular for kids and really any softball player to want to get something that's a little more wrapped. And there's a functional benefit outside of looking cool as well. You're going to have more unobstructed peripherals. It's going to give you a clearer field of view and wider field of view, and also a little better protection no matter where the sun is at, because it's not like you're in a stationary place. You're running around, you're moving. No matter where the light is at, you're still going to be getting that light protection. Also, it helps with keeping dirt, dust, and debris from your eyes. So there is that benefit as well. Of course, we have to talk about fit when we're talking about frames. Again, you want to make sure that they are comfortable. You want to make sure that they fit well and that they're not falling off. You also want to make sure that they are compatible with helmets and face masks. So usually I recommend something with a straight back temple as opposed to the temples that hook behind the ears. It's going to help with there being fewer pressure points, less squeezing, less headaches. Again, less need to fuss with the frames. You should be able to put them on and just forget about them and focus on the game. And so fit is a big one there. When you're looking at sizing, that can be a bit tough as well. We at SportRx have a measurement for frames that we call the SFW, stands for the SportRx frame width, and that gives you a better idea. There are measurements on frames that you're going to find, but really and truly, that's more from a manufacturing standpoint than a fit standpoint. So it doesn't give you a really good picture as to what to expect about how they're going to fit. And so that's where the SportRx frame width comes in. That SFW can really help. We always try to include that in all of our frame reviews, and it is something that you have access to. We're working on getting it on the site. We're not quite there yet, but any day now. And so that is something that will help with figuring out what will be the right fit size-wise for your little one. So look out for that. Hey, if you're liking this content, but maybe you have additional questions about softball sunglasses for kids, or perhaps you have prescription needs, well, be sure to reach out to one of our very friendly and expert SportRx opticians, like I keep mentioning, because they're eagerly awaiting your call. And for even more softball frame reviews, unboxings, prescription softball content, check out our videos on our blogs. We'll put a link in the description below. Now let's talk lens tech. This is my favorite because I really think that that is what can make a frame go from just protection to an actual performance enhancing tool. In general, of course, you want something that's safe. That means impact resistance is a must. If you're getting them in prescription, something that is Polycarbonate or Trivex is always what I recommend. In some cases, it's actually a necessity. And if you're getting something that's interchangeable like this guy or this guy, then you actually need to get that for the way that that interchangeable functionality works. But beyond that, of course, you also want something that caters well to the sport. And so this is where color matters. So the colors that are really good for the sport would be your rose, your copper, your brown, because it's going to give you better color visibility. It's going to enhance your depth perception cues. It's also going to boost contrast enhancement. And that means that it's going to make it easier to spot and track the ball because the differences between colors are heightened. So if it's on a green background against the grass, it's going to pop. If it's on a blue background in the sky, it's going to pop. And so just a lot better performance out of something contrast enhancing. That means that you're going to avoid the grays and even the gray greens because those are going to help with protection. It's going to help minimize light transmission, but it's not going to help with that color perception, making colors more vivid, making it easier to spot and track the ball. And so that is something definitely to consider when you're picking out the lenses. If we want to talk brand specifically, I really like Oakley's Prism Field. That is a good dark lens. It is available in prescription, thank goodness. And it is good for bright conditions, daytime use, and is designed specifically for the sport. There aren't really many other options out there that have baseball specific lens designs, and I don't know of any that are available in prescription. And so definitely check that out if your little one needs prescription. If they don't need prescription, there is another Oakley that's pretty cool for low light conditions, and that is called Prism Low Light, easily enough, but that's not available in prescription. Still one to check out for those night games. Now, when we're talking about, this might have more to do with frame features, but it still makes sense to have this in the lens section. We're talking about frame features, and that's interchangeability. So interchangeability means that you can have one frame and multiple sets of lenses for that frame for the ideal lens for the conditions in which they are playing. And so that means day or night, foggy or bright. That was cute. I made a little rhyme. And so it's a really good idea to have that functionality so that you don't need multiple sets of frames to keep track of, just a set of lenses for different conditions. And ideally, it's very easy to swap if you go with something like the Flak XS from Oakley or Nike's Skylon Ace XV JR. They have easy to swap interchangeable functionality. And so that is something that I always recommend for our little ones. Another good thing to consider kind of on the heels of interchangeability is transitions or photochromic or light reactive. That is something that is going to be one lens that can cater to different light conditions without the need for swapping. So you can go from a clear, virtually clear state to a medium or dark tint. And there are also different levels and variations you have on this, especially with SportRx. We have our Sport Optimized lenses you can check out. But that's something else to consider and is definitely a popular option for the sport. One feature that I would recommend you avoid is polarized. I don't think there's any benefit to polarize while you're playing. It's nice as an all-around feature, but for the sport, it is not going to benefit you much because the polarizing filter helps to cut glare bouncing off other objects. There's not a lot of glare bouncing off of the grass or the field or other players, and so there's not a big benefit. And there is the potential that it can actually affect your depth perception negatively because it's cutting a plane of light. It makes things a little bit flatter in texture, and it can be an issue. I would say there's enough people who complain that it affects their depth perception that I just do not recommend it. Let's take a quick moment on frame recommendations. I already mentioned these two guys here. A little more information on them. The Flak XS is one of my absolute favorites. It's pretty cool that, and this actually is shared with the Nike as well, that it's a smaller version of an existing and popular larger frame, in this case, the Flak 2.0. This is made out of Oakley's O-Matter material, which is lightweight, very durable, also very flexible. And the grip on it, they call it unobtainium. It is a hydrophilic grip material, has really good wrap coverage, and is interchangeable, so very easy to swap lenses in this guy. And you have access to the whole Prism line, which I was talking up a little bit, and very much RXable. So I like this frame. And for the Nike Skylon Ace XV Jr., like I mentioned, this is also a slimmed down version of a larger one that is just the non-junior Ace, the Skylon Ace XV. Another really solid frame. This guy is great. You have all of those same features, just in a bit different of an aesthetic. So you do have the grip on the inside of the temple. It's more of a texture grip, and it is a hydrophilic material, and then a softer grip material in the nose, and a little more of a saddle bridge style, which I'm a big fan of, and give you a little bit more comfort there. And interchangeable, easily interchangeable, really helmet compatible, and RXable. Another frame to check out that I always recommend. So that wraps it up for Tyler's top tips on softball sunglasses for your youngins. I hope that you learned something, that this was helpful, because that's the whole point of this. If you feel like I missed anything, again, don't forget that comment section below. And also, again, if you are ready to order, do not forget about that See Better guarantee, because I really think it offers a ton of peace of mind. And if you're looking for even more peace of mind, these opticians, hey, how you doing? Give us a call. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this was interesting or valuable information. If so, throw us a like, because that helps us out. You can find relevant videos over here, and also we have great content on our social media outlets. And I think you should check it out, because I think you'd like it. And you can find us at SportRx.